Hello, my name is Francis Souza, and I am located in Maqui, Brazil. My username on EDX is Francis Souza, and on GitHub it is FrancisSouzaWeb. This video was recorded on April 15, 2025. I chose this topic because it involves topics such as web application security, data exfiltration, and automated attacks, all of which are discussed throughout this course. What is MOVEit Transfer? MOVEit Transfer is a secure file transfer software used by thousands of organizations worldwide, including financial institutions, government agencies, and universities. Developed by Progress Software, MOVEit allows automated and encrypted file transfers while ensuring compliance with privacy regulations such as HIPAA and GDPR. The vulnerability. In late May 2023, a critical vulnerability was discovered in MOVEit Transfer. Identified as CVE 2023-34362, the flaw was a SQL injection that allowed remote code execution and unauthorized access to sensitive data. Millions of personal, financial, and academic records were exposed. The vulnerability was exploited in the wild before it was disclosed, making it a zero-day attack. How the vulnerability worked. The application, built in .NET with a SQL Server backend, contained a vulnerable endpoint that did not require authentication. An attacker could inject malicious SQL commands directly into a web request, bypassing validation. This allowed them to access the database, extract information, create malicious admin accounts, and even install persistent web shells for ongoing access. The attack chain. The attack followed a clear multi-step chain. The attacker sent a crafted HTTP request containing SQL injection payloads. The backend executed the malicious SQL commands. The attacker accessed sensitive data from the database. A web shell, known as lemurloot, was uploaded. The attacker used the web shell to maintain remote access. Files were exfiltrated to external servers. The threat actor responsible was the CL0P ransomware group. The breach impacted over 2,000 organizations across various sectors. It's estimated that more than 60 million individuals were affected. Major victims included Johns Hopkins University, the BBC, Shell, the U.S. Department of Energy. CL0P used extortion tactics, threatening to leak data unless ransoms were paid. How this could have been prevented. The attack could have been avoided with basic cybersecurity practices. Always sanitize and validate user input. Use parameterized queries or ORM frameworks to prevent SQL injection. Deploy a web application firewall WAF to detect and block suspicious requests. Regularly monitor logs and traffic for anomalies. Ensure prompt updates and patch management. Connection to the course. This incident directly relates to key topics from this course, such as web application security, injection attacks, zero-day vulnerabilities, incident response, secure development practices. It's a real-world example of how fundamental flaws can lead to large-scale data breaches. Recommendations. For developers. Audit source code and endpoints regularly. Use secure coding standards and automated security tests. Perform internal and external penetration testing. For organizations. Implement bug bounty programs. Train teams in secure development and threat detection. Establish and test a robust incident response plan. Patch systems as soon as vulnerabilities are disclosed. Conclusion. The MOVEit Transfer vulnerability is a powerful reminder of the importance of application security. It shows how a single overlooked endpoint can become an entry point for massive data theft. By applying secure development principles and staying proactive with monitoring and updates, these types of attacks can be significantly reduced. Security should never be an afterthought, it must be built into the foundation of every application. Lessons learned and the future of secure file transfers. Narizao. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned from the MOVEit breach, and how it informs the future of secure file transfers. First, this incident shows that even widely trusted, enterprise-level software is not immune to serious vulnerabilities. Organizations must never assume that just because a product is secure by design, it's free from flaws. The MOVEit case also reminds us that attackers are highly organized and strategic. The CL0P group specifically waited to exploit the vulnerability on a mass scale just before the vulnerability was publicly disclosed. This shows how valuable zero-day vulnerabilities are, and how threat actors capitalize on slow patch adoption. In response, companies must aim to reduce the time between vulnerability disclosure and patch application. Automation can play a key role here. Integrating automated patching systems and centralized vulnerability management tools can help organizations react in hours instead of days or weeks. Additionally, this case highlights the importance of layered security, also known as defense in depth. Even if one layer fails, others can help detect or mitigate the threat. For example, a properly configured web application firewall could have caught the abnormal SQL patterns used in this attack. Another lesson is the power of transparency and threat sharing. After the breach, several security companies, including CISA in the US, shared indicators of compromise IOCs, TTPs, and patch instructions. This kind of community-driven response helps the entire ecosystem defend against similar attacks. Looking ahead, the future of secure file transfers will likely involve greater use of zero-trust architecture, built-in threat detection using AI and behavior analysis, continuous compliance and audit trails, wider adoption of end-to-end encryption combined with runtime application self-protection (RASP). As cybersecurity professionals, whether developers, analysts, or engineers, our job is to not only fix past mistakes, but to anticipate future risks. This means testing software early, often, and thoroughly, and treating security as a continuous process rather than a one-time configuration. Thank you. Thank you for watching my final project presentation. I truly enjoyed this course and found the content incredibly valuable, not only for understanding the technical aspects of cybersecurity, but also for developing a deeper awareness of how these concepts apply in the real world. I appreciate the opportunity to explore this topic and to learn from the well-structured lessons, hands-on labs, and the amazing learning community. This course has definitely strengthened my interest in cybersecurity and inspired me to continue studying and applying secure practices in my projects. Thank you to the instructors, staff, and everyone who contributed to this experience. I'm grateful for the knowledge shared here, and I look forward to continuing this journey. Thanks again, and stay safe online.